What is going on, guys? What's going on, guys? I'm Jay the Black. I want to talk about Vivica A. Fox, okay? She's going viral for some comments that she made in regards to one of her ex co-stars, Morris Chestnut. And it's being perceived as to be very weird, creepy comments because she basically, and I'm going to get to an article, talked about how she had a kissing scene with him and basically she kept going even though they were supposed to stop, as in pause, right? But she didn't care because she enjoyed kissing this guy to that point, and she's being called out and being completely called creepy and thirsty. You see, you can expect comments from somebody like this from Vivica A. Fox because she's made a lot of different comments that has embarrassed her over the years, and she seems to not care at all, right? Her never-ending love for 50 Cent. And this to me just shows you the double standard we have in our society. There is no way that a man could get away with kissing a female during a scene or after a scene was to be halted and still kissing them after the fact. That would be some sort of harassment, now wouldn't it be? But again, because a woman is doing it, it's not perceived to be a bad thing. Like, you have women who are literally having relations with underage teenage boys and they're getting basically a slap on the wrist for it. Society doesn't care about how women take advantage of their positions in life, right? As long as a man doesn't do it. I'm not saying that men should take advantage of women. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is don't just call out one side, call out the other. If this woman is displaying creepy behavior, it should be called out. But again, this movie was filmed in the early 2000s. But she's bringing it up now, which I'm pretty sure Morris Chestnut's wife likes and appreciates hearing. Now, according to the Daily Mail, Vivica A. Fox, which reveals which Hollywood hunk was her best on-screen kiss and dishes on her new Lifetime thrill, The Wrong Cheer Captain. Vivica A. Fox has locked lips with some of Hollywood's most attractive leading men, and the movie star is kissing and telling. Of course, that's what she does. The 57-year-old beauty recently spoke with the DailyMail.com about her upcoming thrill, The Wrong Cheer Captain, which she is part of Lifetime's third annual Fear the Cheer movie slate. During her chat, Vivica spilled the tea on her best on-screen kiss, what film she'd love to reboot, and dealing with the dreaded CV weight gain. I have been blessed, child, Vivica laughed when asked about movie smooches. I'm grateful for the opportunity of having beautiful co-stars who were good kissers because I've had a couple that made you go, okay, time out. But I would say number one is Morris Chestnut. She revealed Fox and Chestnut, who's 52, co-starred together in the 2001 rom-com Two Can Play That Game. Vivica wouldn't mind a repeat performance of those kisses, added that the Two Can Play That Game would be her first choice of her films to reboot. Didn't they do a three? Oh, never mind. Didn't they do a Three Can Play That Game? Straight to DVD type movie. Anyway, I mean, honey, they had to yell out. They had to yell cut several times for me to get up off of that one. The actress gushed. Because Morris, I mean, he kisses you. You're like, whoa, okay. Morris Chestnut, number one. So she basically said that even after the fact, the director said cut, she thought it would be a good idea to continue to kiss this man, which to me just shows a lack of professionalism. But again, when you're Vivica A. Fox in the early 2000s, you feel like you can do no wrong. You feel like you can do whatever you want to. But again, this is the double standard that we talk about. This is very thirsty behavior. I'm sorry. It's just like a guy on a movie set that's supposed to, grab a chick and, kiss her and maybe, be handsy with her, and they yell cut, and he's continuing that behavior. That's going to get called out. He's going to get Me Too'd over that. Okay? Because he's lacking professionalism. She lacked professionalism. And what's interesting is that she's always been able to find work in Hollywood, which I'm not saying she shouldn't, but I don't think this is the first time this has happened. She's probably done this a lot. She's probably displayed different behaviors behind the scenes, during filming that people have let go. It's not just her. There's probably other women in Hollywood that has done this. Look at Lizzo. Lizzo's constantly hitting on men that don't want her. Men that have girlfriends. She doesn't care about that. Publicly trying to holler at guys that are taken, that have women that aren't interested in her. These women be in these positions where they're at and they think they can do whatever they want to do and not be called out. Let's see. Number 2 will be Will Smith because I won an MTV Best Kiss award with him. Vivica added, Will Smith and Vivica played a couple in the 1996 apocalyptic blockbuster Independence Day, and she reprised her role 20 years later in Independence Day Resurgence. Fox joked that while the kiss with Smith was quite good, it was a little less than romantic considering that aliens had tried to obliterate life on Earth. We were in tears, snot rolling down, so it wasn't really like romantic, you know, or like, oh, that's nice, she laughed. Vivica is set to star in her latest Lifetime flick as part of the network's So Right, It's Wrong film franchise. The wrong cheer captain sees perky pom-poms turn deadly over who gets chosen as high school cheerleading squad captain. Who cares? But again, and my thing is with Vivica, she's somebody who's always had loose lips. She's somebody who has always tend to say things, blurt it out, even though the men that she's talking about have girlfriends or have wives like Morris Chestnut. I'm pretty sure that his wife liked hearing that you still continued to kiss this man once they yelled cut. And I'm telling you, I bet that wasn't the first time. It was probably a couple of different times because they were all over each other in that movie. So it would not surprise me that they had to say, hey, Vivica, this is acting, this is not real. Women get thirsty, especially talking about early 2000s. There was no social media, right? People not trying to, lose out on, opportunities. So they're not going to make a big deal out of it. Maybe Morris Chestnut didn't care, and maybe he felt like, hey, that's Vivica. I bet that what they all said, that's just Vivica. I'm telling you, this ain't the first time she's done this. And women do this, man. I have seen that there have been, I can't think of the guy's name. There was somebody that came on the show The Real, right? And y'all know, what's her name? Lonnie Love. Lonnie Love was all over this guy that was visiting the show. And it's like, Lonnie, you don't know this guy. Why are you putting your hands all over him? Why are you all over this guy? You don't know him. If this guy was putting his hands all over one of you, well I'm gonna excuse Lonnie because Lonnie would have loved it. But let's say a guy just was randomly came on the show and he grabbed up one of the chicks and just start hugging on her and grabbing on her and trying to kiss all over her. That would not be good, wouldn't it? That would be awful. What is this guy doing? He's harassing these women. Women have shown displays of harassment on men, and it never gets called out. And it never gets called out because these people are so entrenched in Hollywood that they are allowed to get away with this. Let me say this too. Vivica A. Fox may not be a bad person. She continues to get work in Hollywood, so obviously she's not considered a bad person behind the scenes like that. But again, we don't know. Women get a different, as long as they're not being divas, they will continue to be able to work, especially somebody who is consistent as Vivica is. But when you're out here saying that once the director yelled cut and you're doing a love scene and you're refusing to stop, that's going to make you look thirsty and that's going to make you look creepy because you're basically putting this guy in a situation where he has to reject you or may even cause a scene like, whoa, what are you doing? But because Morris is a professional, he probably didn't even do that. And I'm telling you, I bet she did that a few times during filming. We're talking about Vivica A. Fox in her prime. Do you really think that she was not going to do what she wants to do in that moment? And trust me, there's a huge double standard. We can talk about the bad that men do to women, but we can also talk about women who are out here doing just as bad, if not worse, than what men are doing. But they won't get called out because men are considered the bad guys and women are considered the victims.